DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky Pete.
Welcome back to another episode of the MIXINVIXENS. My name is Emily, also known as mlNikon in DIY circles. Let's say hello to our other Vixens. First up, we've got the lovely Lumi. Hi, Lumi.
Hi.
Hello, hello. And then we've got Rin. Hello, Rin.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. And last but certainly not least, we've got the TheJuiceFairy, Jennifer Winstead. Hi, Jen.
Hi, guys. How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys had a great Sunday.
Yeah, well, it was all right. It was a Sunday. I just did my normal, laundry / grocery shopping kind of, catching up for the week kind of day.
Yeah, well, my husband cooked today, and we don't usually eat dinner till like 4 or 5, like right before the show is when we're eating. But it's hunting season. I mean, as you guys guessed last week, and he is his day to cook, right? So he's outside grilling at 2:00 in the afternoon. Dinner done at 3. I'm like, oh man, that's gonna put me to bed like at 7 at night because I'm not gonna have nothing to eat. I've done 8.
You want to get done over with.
Yeah. You know what he's having trouble finding? It's insane. Bullets. Can't freaking find bullets. So now they're really hunting. Like sometimes they'll get a couple of deer, and we'll dress them and stuff. They don't have to get the big one because we hunt for our meat. But this time, because the bullets are so scarce, he's literally making sure when he looks at the deer, if he sees one out there, he's like, is that one big enough that I really want that meat, or do I need to save this bullet for a bigger one?
Wow.
It's hard. It's hard to find them right now. And the pistol
The struggle is real.
Yeah, it really is. And pistol bullets are nowhere.
Sorry?
Pistol bullets are nowhere. We can't find them anywhere in our vicinity. So that, I mean, we don't need those technically, but I mean, we would have liked to put away a box, but I don't think that's happening right now.
How was your weekend, Lumi?
It was a weekend.
It was a weekend. All right. How are you, Rin? Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Went bowling, got a massage.
Ooh.
Went to Target, Yeah. Bowl super well, but my cat's flipping out.
All right. Well, as you guys can see by the title of the episode and the picture in the corner, we did something completely different than the fall autumn feels that we've been doing lately. We went to a berry popsicle. So that was really interesting and doing something completely different and, unseasonal. Did you guys have fun with this mix?
I did, because I've been on I don't know why I vape menthol in the winter. I vape it in the winter, and for a short period in the summer, there's like a short little while where I like it. But I like, when it's cold outside, I like to vape cold. Weird.
You are a weirdo.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We still love you.
Like because I feel like my intake breath outside is cold, and when you vape cold, just, I don't know, I like it.
All right, that's cool. I'm not a big fan of cold vapes, no matter what time of year it is. So I just omitted the cooling in my mix and just went with the flavor profile.
Well, I chose mine.
But
So
it was good. It was, in fact, it turned out so good that my wife jacked the rest of my tester. And she doesn't like anything. Like she has like 2 or 3 flavors that she rotates through. So I think it turned out pretty good.
good. That's good. That's good. I froze the hell out of mine. I mean, I made
Yeah.
it. This is for a menthol, somebody who wants something cold, mentholy. That's what I've got going on in mine. What route did you go, Rin?
I didn't use cooling either. I did one with it, and the thing is, I don't like berries typically mixed with menthol. Like it's got to be like peppermint, pretty much, for me to like it.
Yeah.
So you can always add, whatever you want, but I just stuck with the actual popsicle like flavor.
That's kind of what I thought. I'm like, you know what? Add your own WS-23 if you want it cold, or Polar Blast or something. But I think also sometimes, for me anyway, cooling can mess with the flavor. It can kind of mask the flavor a bit. So I was just really trying to nail a good flavor.
Yeah.
How about you, Lumi? Did you enjoy making this profile?
I'm being completely honest. I thought last week's was the last one.
Oh, yeah?
So I thought today was a chit chat show.
Oh, no.
And then I double checked before I went to bed because just something kept nagging at me. And I was like, shit, there was another one. Because
so yours is a shake and vape, you're saying?
Yep. Yeah, like I saw like that the submission was as late as it was, so I was like, maybe that's why, because there was like a big space in between them.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely, once I saw it, my mind started going for it. I was like, this might actually not be bad. It's not the right season for a freaking popsicle, but my mind automatically started going for it.
Nice. All right. And we did have a few people play along with us, so that's fun. And Jeannie, I know you're right there with me if you're watching, because she wasn't going to play along because she just doesn't like cooling either. And so I told her on the Facebook post, I'm like, hey, I'm not putting cooling in. So, if you want to play along and just not put cooling in, that's totally cool. That's fine. That's cool. But anyway, let's just jump into our recipes. I'll go first this time. Yes, Barry, cooling can be distracting from the profile sometimes. I'm just not very experienced with using it to fold it in the mix properly and not have it distract. So that's why I went without. So I did. I'm kind of proud of this mix because it's very different than anything I would normally make. Like normally when I do something berries, I'll use different flavors than I use with this. So this was a lot of fun. So I did 3% Flavor West Blackberry, which is a very candied, sweet blackberry. And then I did 2% Wonder Flavors Boysenberry Raspberry. Again, the profile is very sweet and candied and like a popsicle. And then to kind of brighten it up, because blackberry and boysenberry raspberry are very kind of deep flavors, and there were the blueberries in the picture, I went with Flavora Jammy Berry, because even though it's kind of deep and jammy, it also has like a brightness to it that I really like. That's so it's very 3-dimensional flavor. I only use 0.5% of it, and that was enough to just kind of add to the mix and brighten it up a bit. I did 0.5% Capella Super Sweet because it's a popsicle. It's gonna be really sweet. And then to help the jammy berry in brightening the profile, I went with 1% Capella Sweet Currant, because sweet currant, it's very sweet and it is a very like bright red top heavy type flavor.
I really like sweet currant. That's a really good flavor.
Yeah, it is. It is really good. Yeah, and it turned out really well. It's got, it's well balanced. It's got like the deep kind of dark purpley berries of the blackberry and boysenberry raspberry, and then you've got the bright kind of red fruit notes of the sweet currant, with that jammy berry in there. So it turned out really well. I'm very pleased how it turned out.
I completely forgot about jammy berry. I loved that flavor. That would have been
Good, right?
You're muted if you're talking to us.
I just said it's good, right? Can you not hear me?
No, Jen, she's talking to somebody.
Oh, you're talking to Jen.
Sorry.
That lack of coffee.
I'm back.
Yay, she's back. All right.
I'll go next since we both named our recipes Berry Pop.
All right. Sure.
So I kind of ignored some of the fruits in this picture. Okay, I really ignored some of the picture fruits, but I kind of went with my own thing. I don't really like blackberries. However, when I saw it, it reminded me of a profile that I really enjoy as like a beverage. So I was like, I wonder if I could make this into that beverage into a thing. And I used to really like blueberry pomegranate sobe, I think is what it was called. So I decided when I saw that fruit pop, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do blueberry pomegranate. And so
that's a good mix. Blueberry and pomegranate.
And then the rest of the fruits, those are just decorations. Those are just, there we go.
Sure.
They're just decorations. So I went with mostly VSO, except for the cooling. So I did VSO Blueberry, 3.19, Polar Blast FA, which is basically 2 drops at 0.13, Pomegranate VSO, 1.87. And then to kind of like brighten it up and just add another berry since I can't have lemons, I went with Red Raspberry VSO at 1.26.
Awesome. That looks really good. I've never had pomegranate by VSO, but blueberry is freaking delicious. So
Yeah, I kind of just like rolled the dice on it. I was like, everything fruit wise that VSO does, it's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I've never touched.
Really go wrong.
Yeah, I've never really touched the VSO pomegranate. So like, I put a couple of drops on my hand, I licked it, and I was like, now we're talking.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's making me want to keep pursuing my binging of looking for blueberry pomegranate juice because I don't think Sobe is a thing anymore. So this will hold me off.
Isn't a thing anymore? I remember I used to drink a lot of Sobe. Haven't even looked for it in the stores.
I haven't seen it in the stores.
I used to like the light pink one, whatever that one was. I think it had a dragon on it.
Yeah, that was my favorite too.
Yeah,
it was the dragon.
It was the same dragon line, except my favorite was the pomegranate blueberry one.
I like the white one, the white one. I think that one was pineapple and something.
But yeah, I'm really pleased. It feels like there's a lot more dimension in here than there is. So
nice.
I'll take it.
Well, and sometimes with those simple mixes, you get a more saturated flavor because they kind of have room to shine in their own way, So
yeah, I didn't go too like sweet. I was thinking about using huckleberry as a darker berry, but I figured they're just regular VSO blueberry would be perfect here. And I just wanted to keep it so it'd be like a real fruit pop that you like have like actual real fruit in and
Yeah,
when
like a
freeze.
healthy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no sweetener. Just plain old fruit.
Very cool. Well, it looks good. Thank you for sharing. All right. Who
And
wants to go?
you want to? I can go next because mine is like unlike me, simple. Usually I go a lot more intricate, but when I do menthols, I really don't go that intricate because I want to feel the coolness and I want to taste that up front, and I want it to be like the fruit is watery in a frozen kind of icicle kind of way. You know what I mean? So
You want to vape frozen water?
well, not really, because I do have 7% worth of fruit in here total. So pretty much I use raspberry from Flavor West because that's like my go-to.
Nice.
Do a blackberry raspberry thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I bumped that up to 4% because it's sweet. It's sweet enough, and it does what I needed it to do to punch through the menthol. Then I added raspberry from FA because that's a darker raspberry. It's not overly ripe, so it's like a pretty natural red raspberry that is not like overly ripe, so it's not overly sweet. And I mean, it's grainy, it's got good texture, and it mixes really well with raspberry. I use fizzy sherbet to bring in a little bit of tang into the mix, but I only use that at 1% because I wanted that to just be in the background, kind of bridging the two and giving you that little bit of lemon drop kind of candy-ish flavor that it has in it. So it's not for the fizzy flavor that's in there at all. It's for the actual lemon, the lemon drop. And then menthol, 3%.
Holy moly. You wanted it cold.
That's how I like my menthol, because menthol at lower levels, I taste the mint too much. It just, there's a difference in the actual flavor of menthol when you bump it up to 3% versus when you have it at 1%. So I like to get past the flavor. It still has a little bit of a mint note, but it's not overbearing. It's not like anything like when you use something like Cool Mint from Capella. It doesn't have enough mint like those other menthols out on the market, but it's definitely got a little bit of a mint flavor to it. And then I added sweetener at 0.5%. I know that the raspberry is already sweet, but when I was only using 7% total flavoring, I needed to bump up that sweetness a little bit to punch through that menthol as well. For me, it's a perfect menthol vape. Perfect. I can taste berries in it, just good enough. It doesn't. The berries are dark, so I didn't want them to get warm. And darker berries sometimes are warm berries once you fire it up. So I'm just pretty happy with it.
Very nice. Addie just pointed out something that just blew my mind. You only have 3 flavors in this.
Yes.
That's so crazy.
That's how I do my menthol. 9 times out of 10, my menthols don't have very many flavors at all.
And you kind of need to do that because menthol is so like overpowering that you need to have less flavor so that they can be bolder and kind of compete with that menthol, you know?
Well, also you're not going to taste all the different nuances because your main nuance is a menthol. So you're not going to be able to differentiate a lot of nuances with a menthol and a whole bunch of different fruits. And you're not going to be able to enhance it. It's always better to pick one fruit, push that, and then just add a little twist to it, and then add your menthol and maybe something else.
I'm glad you used raspberry. I freaking love that flavor.
I do too. I have so many recipes with raspberry, and they're all so similar that I didn't even look to see how many other ones I have with raspberry, but I was like, I bet I've made something close to this before.
Yeah. Well, normally when I do like a mixed berry type mix, I will use raspberry. And that's why I said, you know, when I went over mine, how like proud I was of myself for doing something different and using different flavors and not using raspberry.
Well, I usually go with FA forest fruit or black currant. And I have all the other black currants pulled out over here because I was trying to, and then I was like, I am not doing black currant. And then I just did raspberry.
Yeah, forest fruit's another a good one too that that I think would work good in a profile like this.
I just think it wouldn't have been blue enough. And then I would have had to use blueberry, and we've just done a blueberry. So I was like, no, I'm going to stick with raspberry style.
Nice. Yeah. No, it looks good. It's
Thank you,
really
thank
good.
I know you won't be trying this, but there's somebody out there that likes menthol that will try this.
And I like the use of the fizzy sherbet to just kind of brighten it up a bit, you know?
Yeah, that was another thing that I did that was different. A lot of times I use Capella lemon lime, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to try to go a little different, and I'll use fizzy sherbet instead. And it worked. It worked well.
Nice. All right, Rin, you're up, ma'am.
All right, so mine's pretty simple in that all of the flavors are at 0.25%. So,
oh wow.
I used Blueberry Juicy Ripe by Flavor Art, Forest Fruit by Flavor Art, Jelly Candy by Mullenberry, Lime by Flavora, and Natural Wild Strawberry by Subuki Super Aromas. The reason why Forest Fruit is so low is because if I bumped it up any higher than it was, none of like the other flavors came out. I don't know why, but like Forest Fruit is super strong to me. I might be the blackberry in it. I don't really know, but I found it very unbalanced if I tried to raise it any higher than it was. But I liked the mix of fruits that was in there, so I wanted to keep it in there. The Blueberry Juicy Ripe I used to bump up blueberry because I didn't really get much blueberry from the Forest Fruit, and I definitely wanted it in there. I also like it that it's a little bit syrupy to me. The jammy berry probably would have worked well for that too. But I forgot I just, I forget I have things and
yeah, it happens.
I use Jelly Candy by Mullenberry because to me it has kind of a granulated sugar texture thing to it, and it kind of jams up things a little bit because I wanted it to be like syrupy, because like when you eat a popsicle, to me it's like kind of like that slushy thing where it's syrupy and it's very sweet and textured. So I added a little bit of that in there, plus it sweetens it up a little bit. I used Flavora lime because it seemed to be the only lime I tried that kind of stood out at all. I tried Shisha lime by Vape Train, and it just was buried by everything else. And the Flavora was the only thing that stood out. It does take a couple days to calm down, because at first, like shake and vape, all you're going to get is lime, really. It just takes like a day or so for the other flavors to come out. On the Natural Wild Strawberry, mainly just because I wanted more of a strawberry note, and I like that strawberry. It's one of the few ones right now that I can actually taste. So
what's that one like? Is it very like natural tasting? Like, is it kind of green, or like what's it like?
I don't know what a natural wild strawberry is supposed to taste like, but it doesn't taste like a natural strawberry to me. It tastes very candied, almost powdery, like a strawberry fun dip. But okay. I really like it.
I only have 2 of their strawberry flavors. I've got the milky strawberry and the strawberry ripe, which I think they might be using the strawberry ripe in the milky strawberry because they taste very similar as far as what the strawberry part tastes like. But I really like it. Like I think that they do strawberry pretty good, so I might have to pick up this Natural Wild strawberry and give that a go, because who doesn't love a good fun dip strawberry?
Yeah, I mean, that's just what I'm getting from it. It definitely tastes different than, because I got the strawberry or milky strawberry, whatever, too. And it definitely doesn't taste the same. But in that flavor, I get most of the cream. I don't get a whole lot of the strawberry. Yeah, so that could be part of it, too.
The strawberry is soft in that. It is very milk forward.
Yeah.
Do you have the strawberry ripe from SSA?
No, I wanted to limit flavors I didn't think I would be able to taste, but
oh yeah,
both lemon
that makes sense. You're trying a new line or house of flavors, and you don't want to get something right away that you may not be able to taste anyway. So
Yeah, and I figure with the natural wild, I might be able to taste it, and at least it's different than just a standard strawberry ripe or whatever. So, what were you saying, Winstead?
I was asking Emily if she had the sweet one, the ripe one.
I have the just strawberry ripe and milky strawberry.
Gotcha.
I like it. It's very like, it's different than a lot of strawberries out there. Like it's very kind of deep, and like well-rounded of a strawberry.
What
You know how
percent?
sometimes you'll add like a little bit of hazelnut to a strawberry to like ripen it and like deepen it? It kind of already tastes like that. So it's good. I like it. It's soft. Like it could use more flavor, but it's good.
Gotcha.
So, all right. Well, let's go over to the play-alongs. Like I said, we have 3 here. The first one is good old I Am Sam. He made one called Breath of Fresh Air. And he used 4% VSL Blackberry, 2% Wonder Flavors Blueberry Jam, 1.5% of the Fizzy Sherbet by Vape Train. He did 0.5% SSA Garden Mint, 1% of SSA Raspberry Blackberry Lemonade, 1% SSA Sour Lime, 0.4% Capella Super Sweet, and 0.5% of, now it says WS23 and 30% Coolada. So is that like a custom mix, Sam? Or I'm not sure what that is. Because WS23 and Coolada are separate things. So I don't know if he made his own mix or whatnot. But anyway, that looks really good. I've not tried VSO Blackberry. Or I didn't even know SSA had a raspberry blackberry lemonade. That's really cool. But yeah, this looks tasty and refreshing, of like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I like mint with berries.
Yeah, mint and berries are good, and especially if it's like a the garden mint. If it's anything like Anywhere Natural mint, where it's like a little herbally, like a little more natural, that would be really good.
Yeah, the garden mint is pretty similar. It's
I
got
think-
a little bit of a green note.
I think that for your question for that WS23 30% Coolada, I think that was just somebody who entered that flavoring that way, because we all know what ELR is like.
Yeah, and Sam did just say just good old WS23. So,
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, well, thanks for sharing, Sam, and playing along with us. Next up, we've got Noogie. He made a mix called Ice Pop. Nope. Hashtag MV Week 45 version 5. Okay, so he did 2% Flavor West Beetlejuice, 3% Flavor West Blackberry, 5% Flavor West Blueberry, 3% Flavor West Candy Cane, 1% Flavor West Ecto Cooler Type, 3% Flavor West Razzleberry, and 3% Flavor West Yumberry. Flavor West Yumberry, I have not tried. Now, Real Flavors Yumberry is really good. Do you guys know if are they similar? Or what Flavor West Yumberry is like?
I've had it before. I think that looking at this recipe, it looks like it is sweet.
Right? Yeah, there's a lot of sweet flavors in this.
Yumberry is, I think that's almost creamy. Oh, God, I've had it before. It's good, but it's not one that was like, not one I reordered. I don't remember why or what the off notes on it was. But he's got the raspberry, the ecto cooler. That is kind of interesting. Putting ecto, I guess that was his lemon kind of.
Yeah,
portion.
I think that would be good, like for a little bit of brightness and texture, because ecto cooler type is very like syrupy, you know, and like sticky sweet like popsicles. So
I don't know. The recipe does look pretty interesting. 20% though of flavoring. It's got me scared. Unless this is going into an MTL. He's got 3565, so it might be.
I don't know. He did say it was very very bold and flavorful. Full flavor mix, he says. So
You got it.
it's gotta be, 20% flavoring. So that's
Flavor
awesome.
candy cane at 3%. That's a candy cane. It's candy. So
Yeah.
it's got a slight bit of mint in it, but it's more of a candy cane.
Yeah.
With candy being
You're not messing around with that sweet stuff.
Yeah, so this is sweet. He's got a sweet one going on here. I would have to put like a lot of menthol in this to make it into a menthol.
It looks like a really good commercial type juice, full flavored, very sweet.
The flavors all blend into each other. So, I mean, those flavors he used seem to be the type of flavors that would definitely both blend right into one another and be one cohesive flavor at the end.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for playing along, Nuggy. This looks really interesting. All right. And then, last but not least, man, we're just blowing through these guys. Jeannie Sims, a Vixens fruity cocktail. She did 3% Flavor West blueberry, 1% Inawera cactus lime, 3% Capella cranberry, and 0.5% Capella super sweet. She says, I know it was supposed to be a popsicle, but I learned the hard way. I have developed an allergy to ice or anything with coolant. So it's a cocktail. Like my throat closes up and I can't breathe if I vape anything with coolant or colada, icy, things of that nature. Well, that's too bad, Jeannie. I'm sorry, but I'm glad that you adapted and that you played along anyway. Winners adjust. And this looks really interesting. I haven't ever tried Inawera cactus lime, but Inawera lime is good and Inawera cactus is good. So I'm hoping that the cactus lime is simple.
Yeah, I think it's those two flavors mixed together is how I taste the cactus lime. And I don't think it's a 50-50 ratio, though. I think it's more lime than cactus, but.
Yeah. Well, cactus will give it a little bit of that juiciness, right? That syrupiness. And blueberry and cranberry is a really interesting flavor combination.
Right. I thought so, too, when I looked at it. It looked pretty interesting. Kind of reminds me of a blueberry pomegranate, but with a different twist. Instead of pomegranate, she pushed the cranberry in here. I mean, that actually looks like a pretty good combo. It makes me want to see what those two together would taste like.
Yeah, you get the deep blueberry, and you got a little bit of the Capella cranberry has a little bit of bright tartness to it, So I bet it's pretty tasty, Jeannie.
It's cranberry season, so you got a little bit of seasonal.
There you go. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for playing along, Jeannie. All right. Okay. So that was the last person that played along for this week. And this was the last week with a flavor profile before our chit chat and judging. So next week we're just gonna we don't have anyone on, do we? It's just gonna be us just hanging out, chit chatting. So if you guys have any questions for us or any think of anything you want us to talk about, it's kind of when we interact a little bit more with you guys in the chat and just hang out and kind of and anything. It doesn't have to be mixing related either. Like it can be anything.
Yeah, and we'll think of something fun to talk about or to bring up for next week.
I'm sure we will. All right. Well, guys, I think we might as well just head on out of here a little early, unless there's anything else you guys want to talk about.
I can't think of anything else that I want to talk about. I mean, it was a very straightforward recipe. It didn't require a lot of questions from anybody. The only one that was a shocker was my 3% menthol.
Yeah, it was a very straightforward week. So
I liked that it was as simple as it was too, especially since I didn't know that we still had one more recipe for the Wix.
yeah. Can you imagine how screwed you'd been if it would have been like a bakery or a heavy cream or something?
Like last week's picture.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been good.
Oh my goodness.
All right, well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We love your support. If you like what we do and you want to support us in a fun, tasty way, head on over to flavorjungle.com and check out our one-shots. We would greatly appreciate it. And also at DIYflavorchaser.com, Jennifer Winstead has one-shots over there as well. We will see you all next week for our chit-chat show. Thank you to our sponsors, Bull City and Flavora. Everyone have a good rest of your weekend.